Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sebastian. Welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we'll give you guys the first perspective on things that we're seeing. Today, we got a very serious show for you guys here today. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, be sure to follow me on Instagram. My handle is CTABANZ. Let's get into today's topic here. So, as you guys know, generally we're very lighthearted on this channel. Usually. Now we're going through the NBA finals, so that's usually the talk of the town. But I came across some sound here just a few moments ago from sideline sources. And it features something that was said today on ESPN First Take between the panel of Stephen A. Smith, Markieff Morris, Marcus Morris Sr., and Molly Karam, right? They were talking about the NBA finals. They were talking about Tyrese Halliburton. They also spoke about the news of Kevin Durant. Essentially the Knicks not being interested in bringing in Kevin Durant, right? So this clip that I came across, actually, I don't know the context in terms of what they were discussing before. But basically what the clip says is Stephen A. Smith says NBA players have told him they are afraid, they would feel unsafe playing in Memphis. And I'm like, wait a minute, what? Which part of the league is this? Because I didn't know nothing about this, right? And obviously we know about the trade that just went down with Desmond Baines being sent to the Orlando Magic, who used to play with the Memphis Grizzlies. And I'm like, wait a minute. This is new information to me. I knew that Memphis had its issues in terms of crime and all of that, but I didn't know that NBA players were afraid and felt unsafe to play there. And I'm like, okay, so this would be something interesting to report here today. But before we even get into his comments, today's video is brought to you by a sponsor, PrizePicks. PrizePicks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports with over 10 million members. PrizePicks makes it easy to get real money action on the sports and players you love. You pick more or less on at least 2 for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. For example, this week on PrizePicks, I'm looking at the upcoming NBA schedule and selecting Stephen Curry for more than 29 points and Kevin Durant for more than 27 points and Anthony Davis for more than 12 rebounds and Luka Doncic for more than 8 assists. If you're like me and you like to play it safe, you'll love PrizePicks' new feature, Flex Plays. It's the safest way to play. You can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. Plus, you can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. On top of this, PrizePicks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money as quick as in 15 minutes. So download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code CLNS on PrizePicks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what I want to do is I want to quickly play this exchange for you guys. It's only about 45 seconds or so. I want you guys to listen to it, and then I'm going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to what was said here.
Listen, I know y'all got to go. You going to tell folks why nobody wants to be in Memphis, or you want me to do it?
Oh, no. For a player like me, I just don't think that the league, like, for guys like me, I love to be in Memphis. I embrace it, but you got to identify those guys, right? And it's not that simple, especially a younger guy to identify that wants to be in Memphis. I want to hear you say, why you think
the people in Memphis is a great sports town, great fans, great people. Yeah. But there's an element there where cats like Jimmy Butler and others don't feel it's the safest environment. I'm talking to the local authorities in Memphis. You got to clean some of that stuff up because it's dissuasive to NBA players. They have talked about it. I know they've told me.
All right.
Excellent. So you heard what they had to say. Okay. Let's get into this topic here. Marcus Morris, obviously, and these guys said they would have no issue with it. I think those guys are from Philly. I don't know what part of Philly. Those guys are from. Philly also has some rough areas. Everywhere has rough areas, but so does Philly. So they said they would have no issue with it. But apparently, what I'm hearing is that some NBA players are petrified to play in Memphis over, safety concerns. What are my thoughts about this? Well, I have a lot. Okay. As you know, there are places everywhere in the world that's unsafe. If you look at the United States, there are a lot of beautiful places in the United States, but there are also very dangerous places in these same areas. Give you guys a perfect example of this. Los Angeles. Los Angeles has very beautiful areas, very safe areas like Brentwood, Beverly Hills, and all those other places. But then they also got some pretty rough places that you need to pay attention to, and we all know some of these areas. You look at Miami. Miami's very beautiful, but they got some parts of Miami that's very, very dangerous. You look at New York. Very, very beautiful state, cool state. They got the Memphis, they got the Brooklyn Nets that play out there. In Brooklyn. I just recently went there for the first time, right? So it's in Brooklyn. It's a metropolitan area. But Brooklyn is still Brooklyn, so don't mess around and end up in the wrong parts of Brooklyn. Why am I saying all of this? I'm saying all of this to say that there are dangerous parts everywhere you go in the United States. So to hear this, and I wanted to look up some numbers about the city of Memphis in terms of crime. At one point, it says in 2014, Memphis was ranked 11 in violent crimes in major cities around the U.S. In 2006, Memphis led the nation in number of violent crimes. So Memphis has a lot of issues. You just put Memphis crime, all kind of crazy stories are coming up just within the last day or two. So Memphis has had its issues. But for me to hear that NBA players are afraid to play there, I now have to think about, okay, how are you moving around, right? Because I hate to bring it up, and I'm not trying to be funny. Look at Ja Morant. Ja Morant looked like he blended in perfectly to me. Ja Morant looked like he, and Brian never heard nobody, man, Ja don't want to stay in Memphis because it's unsafe. Ja just blended in. But I'm bringing that up to say, like, how are you moving around, right? How are you moving around that you would feel unsafe? Because it goes back to my original thought. Everywhere has dangerous places. I don't care what state you're in, what country you're in. Wherever you go, there's going to be good and safe places, and there will also be bad places. The only place I can think of a country that doesn't have dangerous places is Monaco. And the population of Monaco, I mean, the square footage of Monaco, who knows, like, it's super small, right? But everywhere has its issues. Everywhere. So it then makes me begin to believe these guys must be moving in a way they could put themselves in harm's way, because I don't understand why it would be an issue to the point where you don't even feel safe playing in that city, because there are people that live there, right? And to me, I'm like, if you're playing in a particular city and you're moving the right way and you're not going to the rough areas, and most importantly, let's not forget this one, not making yourself a bloody target, then I think you should be fine. If you go around with a piece of meat hanging around your neck, around a bunch of wolves, they're coming for that piece of meat. What am I talking about? If you're driving around in all of these unsafe areas and you run around with hundreds and thousands of jewelry on your neck, bro, you asking for it. I'm sorry. They will try you. You are asking for it. If you live in a flashy life and you're clubbing and there's a reputation of you blowing money all over the town and bro, you making yourself a target. You can also choose to live under the radar. But for the part that they're afraid to play in Memphis, I think some of it may have to do with the places you go to, right? Because there are people that are living in these places and they're doing just fine. Not to discredit the crime and all of that. I'm sure crime is an issue, but you gotta know how to move around, bro. You got, and the craziest part is this to me. These guys earn millions of dollars, so hiring high-powered security shouldn't even be a problem. But if you're making yourself a target, walking around with jewelry and all of that other stuff, and letting people know that you got money and blah blah blah, bro, you asking for it, bro. You're gonna be somebody's lunch. They're gonna turn you into food, bro. They're gonna turn you into food. And also the type of energy you move around with. If you move around with this energy like I'm the illest gorilla in the jungle, they're going to test you. Oh, yes, they're going to test you. But if you're just like, hey, man, I'm just out here minding my business, man. I'm not looking for no problems with nobody. I'm just doing my thing, son. I'm cool. I'm living my life. I'm living low key or whatever. Not to say you can't have nice things, but you understand how to move, then you should be all right. But if you're on that other stuff, don't be surprised when it comes to you. These are my thoughts. So the question to the audience is this. Are you guys surprised that NBA players are afraid to play in Memphis because of safety issues? Does that surprise you in any way? Because to me, I'm not discounting what's going on in Memphis. I'm sure Memphis has a lot of rugged areas, but to hear that it would now make some of these guys shy away from the city is pretty surprising to me. Let me know what you think in the comments. Catch you later. Peace.